Hi.
I am Maggie Taylor.
I am Sue Longo.
And we are the co-owners of Mandira. And we have lots of energy, astrology, wellness,
History, self-care tips,
self-love, yogic, spiritual wisdom, and knowledge that we're always talking about. So we are here to share.
Yes.
So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. We are upstairs at Mandira, at Mandira above. And today we are approaching the 222 portal.
222. But today is an important day too. It's February 20th.
Yes.
And astrologically, there's so much going on. And I'm sure if you're interested in this particular conversation, you probably are aware that today, 2 of our generational planets have moved into conjunction at 0 degrees Aries. So that's very impactful, mainly because 0 degrees Aries is like the initial starting point. It is the first degree of the first sign of the zodiac. So it's often called the world axis, or the Aries
Zero Point.
0 point, like an activation point, it's often called. So there's not only is, Aries as a sign is the cardinal fire sign. It is the most activated fire element sign in the zodiac. It is an interesting time as it aligns with the fire horse.
Right. So earlier this week, we had the new moon, the solar eclipse, and the lunar new year, where we moved into the year of the fire horse.
So much fire.
So there's a lot of fire, and there's a lot of energy. And we have spent a lot of time talking about how to work with that energy, how to allow it to move through us in a more comfortable way, as opposed to the way fire can just take off and run.
Right.
And it's
like
lot
a horse
of energy
dragging you behind it.
Horse dragging you along. Exactly. So the Aries today is very interesting. 0 point, kind of like we keep having these restarts this week.
Absolutely.
Which is a lot.
And Saturn, did I mention the planets? I don't know that I did. Saturn and Neptune conjoin. So they are at the same degree in the same sign. That's what a conjunction is. So the conjunction is with Neptune and Saturn. So the themes or the archetype of those planets are very, very polar in terms of Neptune being a dreamy planet. It's the planet that kind of governs the sign of Pisces. It's about spirituality. It's also the sign and the planet that relates to endings. So Neptune and Saturn, which is the planet of discipline and organization, authority, sovereignty, is coming together with the dreamer, right? So you have these 2 opposing forces that when they're conjoined, I think an interesting synergy will happen. It'll be the illusion that Neptune might create or help foster is being kind of grounded in the Saturn energy. And then the Saturn rigidity is relaxed a bit by Neptune's kind of dreamy, free spirit kind of character. So they are opposites, but I think it's very synergistic. There's a lot of manifestation energy in that, because when we talk about what, imagining yourself, imagine what yourself feels like when you have achieved the things that you want. That requires that requires so much imagination, because you don't have it right now. So and
Right.
it has to be very strong. That kind of third eye activation needs to come in, and that is all Neptune. But then there's also the being grounded, being able to live and walk that walk, right? And that is totally Saturn. So I love this. And with a 222 coming up.
Right. And then with the numerology, we're in February now, but we just moved into, in January, a 1 year, right? So again, new beginnings, fresh starts. We also, with the fire horse, just moved out of the wood snake year. So the year 9 last year was a 9 year. So all about completion, endings, the wood snake, 3D, your earthly stuff, belief systems, really like that deep, dark shadow. So the snake is all about the growth and getting you grow so much that the old stuff, the old skin sheds.
Right.
We don't shed new skin. We shed what isn't serving us anymore. So the last year, 2025, was a big one of a lot of growth and a lot of challenging things, I think, coming to the surface for us to transform. Now we're moving into the one. We're moving into the fire horse. We're moving into this Aries 0 point. So there's so much that's working in all of our favor for these new beginnings. And at the same time, it's a lot.
It is.
It can feel like you're being pushed. It can feel like I have to do more. I have to get more done. Okay, it's the new energy. I should be moving. I should be doing, and that is actually like exhausting for your nervous system. So I think a lot of us can feel that way.
And I think there's a lot of pressure.
Yes.
When the date comes, right? February 17th, I must steer the fire horse.
Right.
I need to move. There's theories about that being a little bit more gentle in terms of time. There's kind of a 3-month grace period,
the halo
period, effect, right? That you can kind of expect new things to begin, but old things will creep up over the course of that time, almost like a little, are you sure you're ready for the new things? How this part of your life or this aspect that needed shedding, we're going to present it again. So are you sure that you're able to step forward without that? Because that's no longer serving you. So let's test and see what's happening. And yeah, that as long as you're conscious that that's happening, it's easier to face, right? Oh, right. That's why this is happening.
Respond from a different place, from the place of knowing that story is coming up again,
right? So
that you can embody yourself differently through it. And when you do, that's when the shift, continues to occur. But I agree with you. There are moments where there are like really quick timeline shifts. Like we've all had it overnight. Your life just changes and it's like, okay. But most of the time, energy is always in motion. Energy is always moving. And when we're creating from this state that we're in at the time. So it's actually like a safety mechanism when things start to like continue to show up, because we're still creating and energy's moving. So you can start to focus, you can start to embody, but that old energy of who you were is still in the ether. It's still moving. So the more you continue to embody, and then it shows up again, and I'm different now, or however I'm more myself now, or how I choose to be, then it solidifies that change.
Right. How would this altered version of me address that issue? Right. That the old me might have handled it the way that I have for the patterns of my life, that it dealt with it in that way. But the new version has a different perspective, and maybe shifting that to help with a release that is probably painful and difficult to do.
Right. And that's with the fire horse and all of this energy. What we've been talking a lot about is how do you energetically, if you think about those two elements, fire and a horse, which a horse also represents fire element. So how do you work? What are those energies? And then how do we best work with them? So the fire is transformation. Fire has a lot of movement and momentum to it. It can be a small flame, but this small flame can grow.
Right.
Or
if left unattended,
right? We were talking about like containing fire, and you have a fireplace at home, which is a contained space, and you can choose how much wood to put in or take away. And humans for thousands of years have worked to contain and use fire as they see fit. But then at the same time, energetically in nature, lightning strikes and then fire will occur. So it's a very powerful element in energy healing. It's often used for transformation. Energy isn't created or destroyed, it's only transformed. So fire is that transformer, right? Put a piece of wood in it, it turns into something else, but it's not gone, it's just changed. So we work with fire by containing it, having a plan. How am I going to work with this energy? Fire also requires air.
That's right.
And oxygen. So from an energy standpoint, your solar plexus is fire, solar energy. The heart chakra, your space of love, is the element of air, right? Here's our lungs and all of this. So I've been thinking a lot about that, just the fire, the air working together.
Right.
So your heart and your personal power working together. And then we have the horse. Horses have all different personalities. They've been working with humans for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. They're our partners. They help us travel. They help us with commerce. They're super intuitive, super intelligent. I mean, there are places that have horses that do healings around here.
Right.
Did you horseback ride?
No.
I grew up riding.
Right.
And if you're not paying attention,
right.
You have to be present with the horse. The horse will go off on its own. It wants to partner with you, but if you're not there in your awareness, it'll do what it wants to do. So when you ride, to help with the horse, to feel the connection with the horse, if you're going forward, there's a lot of anxiety there. You sit back into your seat. You sit in the seat of the horse and guide from your seat. So the fire requires, okay, how am I going to use this energy? How do I set it up? The horse too is really about embodiment.
Right.
And sinking into your seat of who you are. What do I want? Who am I? And then we have all this energy that's going fresh starts.
Right.
0 point, all of this energy moving. So it's really imperative to come back to yourself.
Right. And feel connected.
Right.
So that's when you're just talking about kind of sitting forward on a horse, like it feels like the energy to go faster, right? When you ride for speed, you're kind of up in the saddle, right? I'm just thinking of just witnessing other people ride, but feeling seated back, there's more of a connection to the horse.
Right.
Your body is connected more to the animal, right? So if you're feeling connected to yourself, you can kind of ride whatever waves come with all these changes.
Right. Right. And you sit back, whether you're so we sit back to your power. So the backside of your body is your receiving side. It's your power, and energetically it's like spine. It's your power. Anxiety, fear, totally normal and natural part of this body's existence here. But we protect ourselves by going forward. And confidence, and your breath opens when you sit back and open. So that helps you too, just physically, how you stand makes a difference in how you feel in connection to yourself. So, but that helps with the right? Sitting in the seat, and then the horse can go fast, the horse can go slow, but you're in connection with it,
Right.
and helping to direct as best as you can,
Right.
by being embodied.
So how do we?
Right.
I think that's
So how do we do that?
One of our hopes was to share tools or a practice to manage what's coming, right? Or without knowing what's coming, being somewhat prepared.
Right.
And I think we're alluding to that when we're talking about embodiment. And I mean, that just calls to me like for real grounding and ways to feel truly connected. But what would you recommend, Maggie? What would you recommend?
So it depends on who you are and what
True.
it is that you like and what it is that resonates for you. But one, in order to sit in yourself, and in order, we need awareness, right? We're moving from our subconscious a lot when we're not aware. When the nervous system is in the parasympathetic, we're in the fight, flight, freeze. Things happen in a very reactive way. So whatever it is for you that helps you feel connected to yourself. So for some people, it might be going for walks every day in nature. Some is lighting a candle in the morning and journaling, doing a ritual that you love, listening to a podcast that you like, doing a guided meditation. But for some people, that stuff doesn't really resonate. It could be as simple as like, I go for a bike ride.
Right.
I go outside, I move the body. So when we move, it helps to manage the central nervous system. It helps to shift and move the energy. So any type of movement or dance.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Right. But it's really like, what do you enjoy? So if we start forcing ourselves, right, we do sometimes need to push past, I don't want to do it, I'm tired.
Right.
Sometimes that, scheduling yourself to do it helps. But if you really love it, it makes it so much easier. And then you're really taking care of yourself. So what is it that you love? And we were talking about this yesterday. I don't even know what I love. People will say, I don't even know anymore.
Right.
I'm a mom. I've been taking care of kids for 20 years. And I often, for myself, think about, what did I love as a kid? What did you love before the world got bigger and gave you more pressure and more responsibility and more like, is it art? Is it animals? Is it swimming?
Right.
Is it being at the beach? Whatever it might be, what is it? And exploring that. And I think people put a lot of pressure, the way that the world is, the way our belief systems, there's a lot of pressure and do it all. Get it done. Do more. So, but from a spiritual standpoint, it's about how you feel, and that do it more, get it done, do it all. It's a lot of, back to the pressure that you said. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of self-pressure. And I'm not doing it good enough, so I might as well just not do it at all.
Right.
But from sitting in your seat in the embodiment, 5 minutes, 2 minutes,
right,
whatever it is that you can do, it helps you connect to yourself and come into that awareness.
And I think there's a lot of, certainly I feel this often, is if you don't have a significant amount of time to devote to something, why bother? And that is very untrue. It's the complete opposite, frankly, because what ends up happening is once you start devoting time to something that you love, even if it's just a small amount of time, it'll start to build and you'll want to do more, that it doesn't become as maybe labored as you originally found it to be. It becomes more of a, oh, I enjoy this. This has done so much for me, so I'm going to maybe devote a little bit more time tomorrow. And it builds on itself.
And there's the personal power.
Right.
And your personal power, back to your solar plexus, fire. And it makes you more, it can lead you to feeling more confident, more sure of yourself, more of who you are, and less of what's the outside world telling me that I am or should be.
Right.
So it's a long answer.
Right.
To your short question is it depends on who you are. But scheduling time, and that's something that we've been talking about a lot, is this year is going to require you to have a container of time to, and listen, we're all going to forget. I'm going to forget. You're going to forget. But we need to be able to come back and remind ourselves every day in some sort of structure, some sort of container. This is who I am.
Right.
And this is what I love.
And, you know, I think that when I've started doing like candle work at home and pulling cards and doing kind of having a spiritual practice every morning. And I've come to really enjoy it, miss it when I don't do it. And I didn't know how much it would mean to me until I really started. And I mean, I started with our 12-day ritual. That's when I would do it. And it sort of, after that was over, I continued because it just became just such a special part of my day. And I would never have thought prior to really having done that as a daily practice, I didn't really think that would work for me or be something I would crave, perhaps is the right word to use. And now I look forward to it. I look forward to lighting my candle, pulling my cards, talking to spirit. I love it.
Well, it's who you are, right? It's
right.
It resonates with who you really are. So once you start to feel that, then you miss it when it's gone.
But it was also something that
well, you're not doing it. Gone. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I think that I gave it a chance, right? Like it was something that I didn't know that it was something new. And that's one thing I think will be exciting is for, I feel that the momentum, the energy right now will be very conducive to trying new things. Do you know what I mean?
You're right. The motivation for that. Absolutely.
Yes. That it's taking a chance, seeing how something is, and finding what you love.
For last year was all like lessons.
Yes. Let's manage all of this.
Let's manage all this. Where now it's the new.
And that's scary.
Yes.
As well as exciting.
Yes.
It can be.
But the motivation of it, sometimes we don't even feel the motivation to try the new things, or I should do it. But that really internal spark, fire of it is there. And then we were talking about the container. We were talking about manifestation when we began with the 0 point. And one of the things with the fire horse energy, with the structure, and I started to say container, is for a manifestation. These little things that we're talking about are actually huge for manifestation. Huge. Because it helps you to manage your energy system. And in order to create, we want our nervous system and our energy system to be able to hold it.
Right.
So, this is like huge.
It is. Because you can manifest.
Right. How many times I've manifested, it's come in, it's gone. I'm like, where did it was just here. Right. And it's that the nervous system starts to bring it in, and belief systems, whatever it might be. So whatever the daily structure and practices will help you build the container.
Absolutely.
But what is it for you? That's going to be, for every single person, something different. I can't tell you how many yoga classes I begin and end, and people go, how does everyone in the world not do this?
Right.
Because it helps you reset and come back. But again, that's not for everybody. But what is it, that thing? What is that thing for you? And I always start with, if you're not sure, like we said before, what did you like when you were young?
Right.
So with that,
are we done?
I think so.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be back soon.
Yes.
Yeah. Namaste. Thank you.